Okay, we're back. And this time, we're starting off with a bandit video from a Discord submission. This is, I believe, sort of high gold. And this is a King of the Hill on recharge. So, gold rank, what we're going to be expecting. We're going to be expecting poor positioning, aiming in the wrong place, not taking audio cues, and most likely not reading the state of the game. So if you're in gold or even platinum, this is something that's going to help you out quite a lot. A little hesitant off the start. When you start on this map, you definitely want to be careful of sort of like this area here. Because this is basically like a death zone. Because the enemy team can be here, they can be here, they can appear behind you over there. You just want to be really careful about this. Like, Trippy is not an area you want to sit unless your team controls gold. It's just not somewhere you want to be. And we're kind of in a checkmate scenario now. So this box itself is a very bad position to be because it's open to the top side. It's open to here. It's open to over there. It's open to tower door. It's open to C plat, which is behind you. And it's open to long hall as well. At this moment, because your team are all over here, this means the enemy team is probably going to spawn either in this direction or they're going to spawn behind you. And now are you checkmated? So, like, there's no way you can go. Oh, don't peek. So if you're one shot, you should be like right here against the box, if anything. And then you char one shot, so you're dead. So that was just a bad char. Like, you should have dropped. If your teammate, if we just look back at that real quick, like if your team is on that side of the map, you have nowhere to go but this way. You have nowhere to go but this way. And you shouldn't really be here anyway. But you have nowhere to go. You should have just gone down and got hill time. Yeah, there you like strafe to the right and you were like, oh, should I go? And it's like, you should have just dropped. You should have just dropped. Alright, we're spawning here, so that tells us that they're like sort of attic long haul area. There's the nade. Sliding out like this is really dangerous. If there was a player there, you would have died. If there was a player here, you probably would have died too. And this fight that you're taking here, you can take from like over here. You can take from near the door if you're going to take it. See how far out you are? Like, you're so far out. You can take this fight from like here. This is also a very risky position to be in because now you can't do anything back. You should be like on the bridge side if you're going to do this. Ooh. That was rough. Let's watch the aiming mechanics there. So we are left sticking at the moment. There's a right stick correction on target. That's fine. So we should keep moving left while not touching the right stick now. No, we right. So there was a right stick correction that went like that. And then there was a right stick correction that went like that. And then now we're sort of struggling. So here, if he's one shot and you're not, just jump. Just jump and shoot him in the face. That's an easy way. Like jumping. If he jumps and he's one shot, he's basically just giving you the duel if you're not one shot. Because you can just jump and aim it now. And now here, his head is going to be like here somewhere. So you want to be aiming on this line. So when you go around the corner, and you want to do that by pieing the corner. So if you can't remember what pieing the corner is, imagine the corner split into angles like this. And you want to clear the sections in order as you go around the corner. And you do that by just rotating around as you go. You kind of do it. But you're aiming really low. And then this guy loves to bunny hop. You jump then, but you see, like, do you see your crosshair placement there? Just totally just bones you there. So, like, you're here, and now you're jumping, and you're also gonna have to correct like this at the same time. So if you were already if you were aiming higher, you wouldn't have had to do this. So look at this now. So you jump, but you misinterpret the correct, and you do this. Then there's massive over aim, and now you have to go back. So it's just preemptive thinking. Move on. Definitely laying low's the right call here. I would have just... Your teammates are here, just get some shots in. That's fine. You never check the scoreboard, I'm noticing. Because the scoreboard tells you a lot about when you want to take the hill or not. Bear in mind, if your teammates push that, they will spawn behind you. How did you not die? Those two nades. Lay low. Don't be afraid to melee either. And I'm noticing that you're aiming quite high. Why have I paused the video? Where are we going? If you spawn up here, go that way. Power position. Go to top gold. Don't go this way. Top gold is like a free power position. Like you can cross everything from there. So now you're here. You're leaving this entire side of the map open. And also you're giving height advantage to these locations, as well as across from this location, and potentially someone on the box from over here as well. Oh, we're sitting on Trippy again. Look, you're dead. You're in the death zone. So this is a gold lobby, so you're getting away with it. But if you play against a Smurf, or if you play against a platinum or diamond player and you do this, you are dead. Totally dead. Should not stand there ever. That's fine. Oh, you are reloading though. So here, you just get out. Just dip. You don't want this fight. Yeah, you shouldn't have even tried to fight. I think there was a moment there where you... So it tells you that you've run out of bullets. I would have just run. No, you don't want it. You really don't want it. That was an overcommitting to the fight there. Okay, respawned A again. That tells us the other team's C, long haul, or gold. And we're straight into bottom again. So here, teammates are dead. You do not want this. Do not want this at all. This is telling you to stand down. Do not fight. Or push C. You could have pushed C here, and they're all looking that way, so they would have had no idea. This is ridiculous that you get away with this. That is ridiculous. And you child in one shot as well. Yeah. I think that was a little bit of tilt. I think I sensed there's a little bit of tilt. Like you wanted to push, but you couldn't, so you pushed anyway because you don't want to lose the hill. But it's almost like now you've let them. I mean, it's lucky our team are here, but you could have potentially given them the next hill as well. You did that. So if we got a good angle there. So if we think about what's happening in C here, our teammates are all over here. We want to use this ledge and stand sort of in this area or on here so we can watch into control. We don't want to just stand here because we're open. You can actually be seen from gold from here. So you don't want to be... there's a crossfire right across, sort of like all this area. You really don't want to stand here. Though you can see it there, so bat ledge and snipe can see it, and batteries as well. This is fine. You can stand here if you want. And just watch this. Just a matter. So now there's two of them. You need to play less aggressive, and you need to stop them from flanking you like this. So you need to move back. They've got more pushing power than you, so you need to rat out and try and like stay alive. And you are trying to fight, and you've been naded, and you know there's two of them, so you should have left. But now you're thinking about it. Huh? Don't take this fight. You should stay here. Yeah. So sometimes it's like you have to let the enemy run into a trap. Like that guy just blind pushed into your team. You could have ratted out and you probably would have killed him. Okay, this tells you that they're pushing sort of long haul / gold. So what you're doing is, because you're stacking on the hill like this, if you imagine the map like your zone versus their zone, your zone of the map is literally just in here now. Because you're only in here. So what you should be thinking about here is, how can I cover ground on the map so the enemy team has to waste their time trying to kill me to push the objective? So I here would have probably stood in control safely. I would have probably ratted out in control and tried to see what the enemy team was going to do and potentially let them walk past me into a trap. But standing here, you're leaving the enemy team like all this and all this and all that. Like you're leaving them the whole map to just do what they want. Okay, this is good. You are pushing out now. Taking some of that initiative. You are aiming a little high. God. We spawned attic. That tells us that the enemy team must be in this area over here. Someone may be over here, though, so we just have to be careful with that. But again, you're so far out, dude. You don't need to stand there, man. So this wall here, stand there. Or stand here to cut off this sight line as well. So you can take all these fights that you're taking from these locations. You don't need to push like all the way out here to do it. Look how open you are. From 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the door, 12. It's all about angle isolation. You're a little too far out. But anchoring here is good. This is a good idea, and you are using the cover. But you need to be mindful now they know you're there, so you don't want this. You just probably want to leave. Let your teammate do it. You don't want to... You should have... I feel like you're trying to do too much. That was fine. So they may be behind you now. Okay, we're rotating the long way around. They probably spawned in there. Oh no. Oh no. This is the tilt. So straight away, one of the habits you need to develop is cancelled your reload here. And then because you scored, I think you just totally forgot you'd not reloaded. You should have reloaded here. Nice little curb slide. You should have reloaded here because now you miss. You don't get the perfect. Now you're left in this scenario with your back to the entire map. So this is big overcommit. Like, this kill gives you nothing. You were lucky to survive. That kill literally gives you nothing. Meanwhile, all your team died. And you're pushing while weak. You should have gone up. You should have tried to live your life here and gone up. So again, very quickly. You're weak here. You could have ratted. You didn't. You pushed. You could have also gone up the top. Because this guy, you get the height advantage on him. There's one guy. You tried to use the pillar, but the decision's already been made. And then you try to pre-aim him and he just goes the other way. I mean, this is a good use of the pillar, but it was just a poor fight. It was just bad gunfight hygiene. Like, you took a fight that you had no business winning. Like, you can outskill people, but you just totally took a fight you had no business whatsoever winning. I like how you're moving it with your teammate. It means to be a bit closer to him. That's okay. So now we've got the hill, so we need to fan out. We need to fan out to cover space. Wow. Okay, you're the guy in the hill, maybe? Good. They're dead. That's 2 down. So now we need to watch for people to come to us, and we want to stand in positions that aren't easy to see until the enemy pushes, if possible. They've got that way covered. You don't need to look that way. Oh, that sucks so hard. That sucks so hard. The moment you look away is the moment the guy pushes. So if you're going to stand heaven, stand at the back and stand down there. Because if you stand here, you're very open. And they can see you straight away. So you don't need to look this way. You do not need to look this way because you have 3 teammates over there. You know if they're fighting because they shoot their guns. No one's shooting. Yeah, I can sense the frustration. You just stood a little too far forward, man. You just want to crouch. You can stand there, absolutely, but just crouch and just rat out. Like, if you're going to do stuff like that, you got to rat out. Because if they push 2 at once, you're just dead. Hard committed to a position. Okay, we move back towards the hill for spawns. Move back towards the hill for spawns. What? So here, you have C. C is yours. You have the objective. You do not need to go this way. You could have just gone the other way. I don't really understand why you went this way. Because your team's here. And this guy's here. So, like, I mean, these guys are sleeping. God knows what these guys are doing. But you did not need to take this fight. Like, this fight gives you nothing. Because you could have just waited, pushed back C, and then it would have been a 2v1, at least. And then your other teammates would have hopefully decided that they wanted to rejoin the realm of the living. And you've also just put your back to someone in Whirlpool as well. So even though you felt like you got BS'd, it was a bad play to begin with. So, okay. Teammate. I don't think your teammate's playing. That kind of sucks. But we can still look at your gameplay. So here I think you are tilted. Like, that was a huge overextension. So you can challenge this if you want, but you literally slide out to like here. And that's just death. if you're going to challenge this like this, you want to use the boxes here as cover, and you want to stand here and sort of like aim through. So like stay here, and again, pie that corner. Yeah, so you want to be pieing that corner, go through the sections, figure out where's safe, where's different. So safe, 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 dangerous. So you know that you can't peek those. So like, but look how far you slid out, man. Like you have nowhere to go. And you're in a slide. So you have nowhere to go. So here I would have just gone that way and then gone top C. And you don't even shoot back either. Like you're already getting shot and you're throwing the nade. Like I totally get where you're coming from with this. Like you want pressure, you want the objective, you want to get them out, you want to make the play, you want to win the game. But making decisions like this that are quick without true thought, that put you in a risky scenario in fights that you can't win, this isn't how you win the game. This is actually how you lose the game. Okay. Ooh, careful straight across the bottom again. You could have slid there to G-slide into the corner. Yeah, I feel like... Let's do another aim breakdown. I feel like we're not as confident with our aim as we maybe think we are. So, as we go through here, look where you're aiming right now. If anyone comes around this corner, there's no way you can shoot them without correcting. So your crosshair placement here is really bad. You should be looking here. Or just at head height. Or like chest height. Just in case anyone drops down one shot or whatever. And we're not really looking anywhere in particular. And we're going around a corner and we're actually looking away from the corner as well. Okay, we're turning back. So again, look where you're aiming. If anyone comes through here, you have to now correct to get them, which is not good. And he does. Look how far off you are. Like, if you're aiming head height, you would have been there. You would have got him. You would have got him. Because it's perspective as well. Like, as it goes backwards and up. So the head height is actually fairly similar across the whole thing as long as you stay here. And now look at the corrections. It's like, woo, like you're trying to... And again, that way. Onto the leg, that's fine. We got a bit of aim. Maybe tap the thumbstick up a little. And you did. That's okay. Maybe now you want to mirror his strafe. So in scenarios like this, when the opponent's doing this, you just want to copy them. You shot twice at the same time. You flicked off. But you got the third shot. There's the fourth shot. You're one shot now. At this point, you need to be thinking of, how do I win the duel? So you only have one option really at this time. You're not playing keyboard, I don't think. So you can't slide away and try and shoot. Plus there's desync involved and the ping is now 73 even though it was 20 earlier. So I think you just jump and shoot. No. The ping went down after the death as well. Sucks. So if you'd have took that fight at the corner, you probably would have been better prepared for that, and it may have gone better for you. So just think about position as you go around angles. Like, are you pieing the corner? Are you isolating the angles? Because we've kind of broke that down a few times now. Crosshair placement here is slightly better. I know that when... Yeah, you're definitely on controller. We're a little indecisive here now. We're trying to sweep. So listen to audio cues when you can't decide what to do. Sounds like there's someone above you. Or behind you. One of the two. You have your back to a very large amount of the map here. So you can't really stay here. Because the spawners may push through and kill you. So I'm going to assume that in about 10 seconds time there's going to be someone behind you. We need to move. Okay, we're going here. It's very likely there's someone behind you now. Yeah, there he is. That was the guy. So when we decide to anchor from places like that, if the team pushes away from us, you have to understand that the players on the other team are going to spawn behind you, or they're going to spawn at the other side of the map. And every map is just a big square with a main loop in it, right? So recharge the main loop is like C to elevator to gold and then round in like a triangle. So there you just got to assume that if your team pushes one side of the loop and you're stood at the other, they're going to spawn at the one remaining part, and that's going to be behind you. Yeah, I mean, if you want to draw a diagram, here's recharge. Yeah, you're stood at tower here. Your team stood there. Yeah, you're occupying spawn zone 1 and spawn zone 2. That means the enemy team is at spawn zone 3. So that means they're either going to push this way or they're going to push this way. And if you stay here for more than 10 seconds, that's long enough for someone to die, respawn, and then walk behind you. So you just have to be aware of like rotations on the map, and staying in control for that long and not looking behind you cause that guy to just basically walk straight behind you into top air. And we could go over loads of stuff, but at the point of a gold lobby, it's just kind of pointless. Like, there's fundamentals in the game that need to be addressed. Like, we shouldn't really talk about spawn rotations and stuff because there's so many fundamentals that we're going through as we do the video. And what, we're like 21 minutes in now, and we've got 4 minutes of the game left. Okay, we spawn bottom. There's a sigh again from the player. You are a little tilted. You need to relax. I haven't really seen you scope in while fighting either yet. That was okay. Let's try and get to cover while shields go up. We should have picked up the sidekick. Ooh, big overcommit here. So again, angle isolation, my friend. You can peek this area here, no problem. But you need to strategically move through this area so that you can see, you know they're in hill. There is minimum one guy around this corner. Minimum one guy. You know he's there. So you should assume there is more than one. So when you go around here, I would have gone and looked this way. And then I would not have slid around this corner. I would have carefully walked around and stopped like here. So there's a guy there. And you don't know if that's the only guy in the hill. No, there's two of them. So now you screwed. Like, you're dead. Because you overcommitted. So it's that foresight to understand, like, am I overcommitted or not? Somehow you're not dead. You should have died. You definitely should have died. There was 3 of them in the hill. Here's gold, ladies and gentlemen. You should have 100% died for that. So just because in these lobbies, like, decisions end up in players being caused, it doesn't mean it's a good decision. It just means that the other team made a bigger mistake. Like, the situational awareness from nearly every player in this lobby is incredibly poor. Nice killing spree, though. There's a lot of times where players are making decisions and they're not really considering what is going to happen in 5 seconds. Like, I feel like a lot of these players are very much in the now, and they're not really in like the what has happened and what will happen. It's just like what is happening right now. And that is not enough in a game like Halo. Facing the shots is good. We're windmilling again. So I think you're right sticking again too much. You either need to turn your sense down, or you need to turn your acceleration up. Oh, you just need to train more with your aim so this doesn't happen. Let's watch that again. So you get that guy. It was like, oh, your teammate gets that guy. This guy drops. You're aiming a little high, which, you know, there's some correction. You need to micro correct, so that's fine. But then we're not really following the target. So he was going this way, so you need to match him. And then that means you can go left on the left stick and then down on the right stick. And now he's gone that way, so you want to follow him again. But then I think you push right with both sticks. And then we get this huge like off, because you want to get your aim locked back in. So you want to walk over him. Stop trying to right stick aim and just walk over him. Because look, you did it then, like we got the friction and then it just flew off. And we're aiming incredibly high. Like we want to be aiming like here. And we're aiming like there. Like the guy's like, we're aiming here on the target and we want to be aiming like here. Like right in the center of the chest until the shield is low. You can't be aiming up here because if the player crouches, you miss. If the player strafes very slightly, you miss. So if you aim in the stomach, if he crouches, you don't miss. Yeah? Until you can get to a better level of aiming, that's how you should approach it. Especially if right stick correction is something that's difficult. Which it is for a lot of players. Like, I'm not flaming. It just is. Like, it's difficult for me, that's why I play keyboard. But I understand the principle. Holy shit. Okay, that's nice. We don't need to push as well. We don't need to push as well, because now we have 2 people committed to the hill that are now not covering the map. So you should have stayed back. Oh, your teammate should have stayed back and you should have pushed, but not both. Like, that strafe was awful. And then we're just a sitting duck. That guy is just... Nobody really strafes in these lobbies. Not that well, anyway. It's just like, it just seems like people are left, right, left, right, left, right. There's like no thought to it, and it often makes the players miss. And we're not pacing shots either. We're kind of spamming. When people are one shot, we're spamming. And look how high we're aiming again. Let's just look at that one more time. You get this kill. This guy. Where is he? This guy. Look how high we're aiming. Like, look where his head is. Like, we should be aiming on this line here. This is the line we should be aiming on at the bottom. Yeah, because then if he crouches, you just shoot him in the face. And then we get absolutely railed because we're in the bottom, teammate's dead. The bottom of the pitch is just a really bad place to be. Like, you don't want to be there unless you kill the team. Like, you want to kill the enemy team first. Like, they can have the hill, right? Like, they can have it. But if they send 4 people in the hill, you just kill them. And then you get the hill for free. So it's like, I feel like in gold, people kind of throw themselves at the objective, but they throw themselves in such a way that it's dangerous and reckless. Whereas in higher lobbies, like sometimes like with Oddball and sometimes with King of the Hill, they'll literally be like a minute at a time where nobody goes for the hill because they know they'll just die. So almost let the enemy team like bait themselves into being killed. Like you at this rank, it's much more it's easier to rank up by using the errors of the enemy rather than trying to make sick players all the time. Like, players at this rank make so many mistakes that you can literally cause them to lose the game by themselves. They will lose the game without you really doing anything if you let them. So we're sending 2 people in hill again. You should have gone up and got the high ground or something here. Like, this is really dangerous for you to be down here. We're just sort of flooding bottom all the time. It's like, spawn up, go bottom, die. Spawn up, go bottom, die. Is that like 3rd time now? I 100% get the mental game behind this, and I fully understand why the player is doing this, but it is not productive to winning the game. You should stay here and not be on the stairs if... Oh my word. Can we just look at this strafe for a second? So this guy here, this strafe, so what this guy is doing is he's holding crouch, letting go, and then pressing it too quick. And he's not doing like the nice long sweeping motions with his stick. He's sort of just kind of doing this. Yeah, this. So his strafe looks really bad. Oh, a little crouch. So you notice how he just went boop. He went down a tiny bit. Tiny bit. He didn't do the full crouch. And then sometimes he does the full crouch and he never comes back up. So this guy, his crouch timing's really bad. And if he played Octagon with a friend, he would have been told that. Look, so this guy is kind of like, yeah, his strafes are kind of like this. And look, he's stayed crouched the whole time. Like, he's just asking to be killed. I think you have the right mindset of being aggressive. I just think it's learning when to be aggressive and when not to be. And I think sometimes you're aggressive to the point where you throw your life away. Oh. Like, we're almost not moving fast enough. Like, we're not recognizing areas fast enough, if that makes sense. So that was the game on recharge for Gold King of the Hill. So hopefully you can see here, like at Gold, there's clearly some fundamentals with aiming and positioning that players need to work on, both crosshair placement, where they're aiming in fights, strafing, and also angle isolation. So we saw in this video that there was a lot of fights that were taken from places that were just flat out dangerous, or places that were just not covered or thought out. Or like, if you're not sure where you should be, you should always have your back to a wall so you can't be shot in the back. And then once you understand how those fundamentals work, then as you see in Onyx lobbies and Diamond lobbies, you can start to break them. But until you're mid-platinum, there are core fundamentals that you need to work on as a player. And that's fine, because that's the same for everyone. Like, again, this is not flame, it's just how it is. Like, the average rank's Platinum 4, so if you're not Platinum 4, there's clearly something that you're doing wrong. Because there's such a high skill level above Platinum 4 that if you fix those issues, you should be able to just pull yourself out of it. But yeah, there's the video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you missed it on stream, we are back to VOD reviews. The queue now has 3 videos in it. I record these on a Wednesday now, so maybe I might change the upload date to a Wednesday. This one's coming out on a Friday though, and we'll see. But the streams are back, videos are back. I'm back. I know we hear say this like all the time, but it's a fact now. Like, we've managed to get the routine in place. We good. It's all happening. Vanadam's back, and I hope to see you guys in Discord, and I hope to see you guys in live stream as well. So it's been Vanadam, guys. See you soon.